Oh my gosh, guys, can you believe it's Wednesday already? Let's see what our reading tasks are for today. So notice that you have choice again. So you have two choices. You can choose to do an Old Bridge in Italy activity for our Sea of Race, or you can choose to do Saturn. Either one of these will take you directly there. So make sure that you are going through the instructions first. And then also notice that you can come back here and check these off if you would like to. Remember to find your target question of the day. It's probably located on the slide right after this video slide. You're going to type in your target question and then you're going to come back and answer it at the end. So I'm going to remind you what we're doing. We've been working on RACE, and RACE is our mnemonic device or our way to memorize how to best answer a question using text evidence. So R stands for restate the question, A stands for answer the question, C stands for cite text evidence, and E stands for explain what that means. And we're going to be going over C today. So C, cite text evidence. So this is kind of like becoming a detective. If we were a detective on a crime scene, we would go through and look for clues. We'd look for evidence of what was left behind by the criminal, and and we could find maybe fingerprints, or we maybe there's a video evidence or something. That's all citing is. We're going to go back and look really carefully at the text and find evidence that helps us prove our answers, just like a detective would prove who committed a crime. So over in the chart, I'm going to go over that in just a second. There are some sentence stems. So sentence stems let the reader know that we're about to read the proof. That's what this is going to tell us. We also need to use things like quotation marks and a comma right in front of the word that will be in the quotation mark. We'll go over that a little bit more later. But let's look at some of this. So it says, support your answers using a quote from the text. So we could use a sentence stem like according to the text, and then we'll add our quote. Or the author stated, based on the text mentioned that. In the second paragraph, it stated that. On page blank, the text stated. An example from the text is, so we have lots and lots of options, and these aren't the only ones. So let's practice this skill a little bit. So we have this text. It's called A Very Big Book. I'm going to go ahead and read it. It says, encyclopedia books are big. Why? They have information about so many different things. They have information about animals. They have information about people. They have information about places. That's not even all. Libraries have encyclopedia books. Some people have them in their homes too. People will look something up in an encyclopedia to learn more about it. Encyclopedia books have many articles. The articles in the books are in alphabetical order. So an article about birds will come before an article about cars. The question is, where can you find encyclopedia books? Well, I'm going to restate my answer in the question and answer the question first. So you can find encyclopedia books at the library and homes. Okay, well, now I need to prove it. How do I know that? So I'm going to find text evidence that proves my answer. I can see some proof in the first and second sentences in the second paragraph. Encyclopedias of books and libraries. Okay, and then homes too. Okay, so that's how I got library and homes. It was those two sentences. So let's see how we can put that together. So if I look, let's let that thing disappear, hopefully. There it goes. Okay, so I'm going to put it all together. So you can find encyclopedia books at the library and at homes. That was my sentence from before. According to the text, there's that sentence stem over there. Notice the comma, then the quotation marks. Libraries have encyclopedia books. Some people have them in their homes too. And then end quotation marks. That's it. That's all I'm doing. So I'm restating the question, I'm answering the question, and then I'm finding some text evidence proof. Your text that you have to read today won't be much longer than this right here. So that's all I'm asking you to do, is to find some text evidence to answer a question. So let's look at what your tasks are. Notice that you have an Old Bridge in Italy, and again, it is 2 pages. You'll have the text on one page and the question on the other. And you also have Saturn. Again, it's on 2 pages, the text on one and your question on the other. You only have to answer one question today, and I want you to make sure that you restate the question, you answer the question, and then find at least one sentence that you can use to prove your answer, and then you're going to put that in quotation marks in your answer. And use one of the sentence stems from this cite page. So you can scroll back up in your journal to find the cite page and find one of those sentence stems. And it can just be according to the text. That is an awesome sentence starter, and it is enough. Once you've finished that, you're going to go back and answer your target question. Remember, you've already typed it in there in your journal, hopefully, or you're going to. Then you'll go back and answer that. Now that you know what A stands for, you should be able to answer that. Once you're done with that, you are done with reading for today, except for silently reading to yourself. Also, remember that if you haven't already, you're going to go over and do your math assignment. And then you can also do Imagine Learning. This week, it is not required. Next week, it will be. So good luck, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.